In this video, let us see the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. The fundamental theorem of arithmetic. The fundamental theorem of arithmetic states that every composite number can be expressed or factorized. Expressed means factorized. Every composite number can be expressed as a product of primes, and this factorization is unique apart from the order in which the prime factors occur. So every composite number can be written as a product of primes. The numbers or natural numbers, let us say, numbers. How are numbers formed? So we can take addition operation to form numbers. Also we can take multiplication operation to form numbers. When addition operation is taken to form numbers, we consider a reference number, say 1 or 0. In natural numbers, the first number is 1, and we go on adding 1. 1 plus 1, we get 2. Then plus 1, we get 3. Plus 1, we get 4. So here we have a basic number 1, and the process is adding 1. With this process, all the numbers are created. This is number creation by addition. Then what about number creation by multiplication? Number creation by multiplication classifies numbers into 3 categories. First one is 1. It is only 1. The second one is prime numbers. Third category is composite numbers. So what is a prime number? A prime number has only 2 factors, 1 and the prime number itself, the number itself. It has only 2 factors, 1 and the number. If there are any other factors other than 1 and the number, then that is called composite number. 1 and this number and some other numbers. Some prime numbers are also factors for composite numbers. So let us take a number, say 48. How is this formed? How do you find factors of 48? 1 into 48. But we want to divide it into prime factors. So this is not a useful one. If we divide it into 2 and 24, 48 can be written as 2 into 24. 2 is a prime number. And again 24 can be written as 2 into 12. 12 can be again written as 2 into 6. 6 can be again written as 2 into 3. So 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. So 48 is equal to 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, 4 times, into 3. 2 is taken 4 times, multiplied 4 times, multiplied by 3. So this is called a prime factorization. We are writing the given number as a product of prime numbers, only prime numbers. Taken any composite number, we can split it into prime numbers. In other words, numbers are this way. One is there. This is one category, and other category are prime numbers. Third category is composite numbers. When we take prime numbers and when we multiply prime numbers, we are getting composite numbers. There is 48. We are multiplying prime numbers, then we are getting 48, a composite number. 12. 12 is a composite number. 2 into 2 into 3. When we are taking product of prime numbers, we are getting a composite number. How many prime numbers are there? Infinitely many numbers. When there are infinitely many prime numbers, we can take various combination of prime numbers and prepare composite numbers. So there are infinitely many composite numbers. In other words, let us see the composite number. Composite number, every composite number can be written, can be expressed as a product of primes. Take any number, let us say 36. 36 can be written as 2 into 18. So 2 into 2 into 9, that is 2 into 2 into 9 into 3. 36 is written as 2 power 4, 2 power 2 into 3 power 2. Here the prime factors are 2 into 2, 3 into 3. We are writing 36 as 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. Here there are 4 prime factors written in some order. The product of these primes is giving us 36. It can be written in a different order also. 2 into 3 into 3 into 2. This is also 36. Irrespective of this order, this factorization is unique. There is one and only one way of factorization of any composite number. This is called fundamental theorem of arithmetic. For every composite number, there is only one way of writing it as product of primes. Taken any composite number, there is only one way of writing the number as product of primes, irrespective of the order. Now consider one example. This is based on prime factorization. Consider numbers of the form 4 power n, where n is a natural number. Check whether there is any value of n for which 4 power n ends with 0. He is asking 4 power n whether this ends with 0. 4 power n is the last digit 0 in this number. 4 power n means 2 power 2n. So the prime factorization of 4 power n is 2 power 2n. There are 2n number of prime number 2 multiplied. There is no other prime number except for 2. To get 0 in the last digit, we need 2 and also 5. 2 into 5 is 10. If any number is formed by 2 and 5, we get last digit as 0. But here we don't have 5 as prime factor. Only 2 is there. So there is no possibility that 4 power n ends with 0. Another example, let us see. Using this fundamental theorem of arithmetic, let us find HCF and LCM. HCF of 12 and LCM of 12. How do you find HCF and LCM? By prime factorization method. So let us first find prime factors for 12. To find prime factors, generally we use short division method. We mention the divisor. When we divide 12 with 2, we get 6. 2 is the first prime number we have taken. Again, by 2, we get 3. So this is prime number. We cannot further split this one. So 12 is equal to 2 into 2 into 3. This is prime factorization. Prime factor for factorization can be done in tree method also. 2 into 6. 6 can be further divided as 2 into 3. So what are the primes? This 2, and this one. So 12 can be written as 2 into 2 into 3. This is a tree diagram method. This is short division method. So 12 is equal to 2 into 2 into 3. This can be written as 2 square into 3. Now 18. Prime factorization for 18. By short division we are finding out 2 into 9. Then it is not divisible by 2, so we will go for 3. 3 into 3. So therefore 18 is equal to 2 into 3 into 3. This can be written as 2 into 3 square. Now we look at prime factorization of 12 and prime factorization of 18. Prime factorization of 12 is 2 power 2 into 3. Then 18 is 2 into 3 power 2. To find HCF, we have to take the smallest power of the prime numbers involved. Here 2 is there in both 12 and 18. The smallest one is 2 power 1, 2. And 3 is also involved here. We have to take the common prime factors here and the smallest power 3. 2 into 3 is 6. To find the LCM, we have to take the greatest power of the all the prime numbers. They may not be common prime numbers. Here power of 2 is greatest 2 power 2. Greatest power of 3 is 3 power 2. So 4 into 9, 36. HCF of 12 and 18 is 6. LCM of 12 and 18 is 36. LCM and HCM. Find out HCF and LCM of the following pair of numbers by prime factorization method. First one 120 and 90. 120 prime factorization, divide by 2, we get 60, by 2 30, by 2 15, divide by 3 we get 5. So stop here. 120 can be written as 2 power 3 into 3 into 5. 90. Take short division, divide by 2, 45. 45 is not divisible by 2, so go for next prime number 3. 3 15 is 45. 15 is also divisible by 3. We get 5. Stop it here as 5 is prime. Now 90 can be written as 2 into 3 square into 5. Now what is HCF? HCF, we have to take the smallest power of the common factors, common prime factors. 2 is common one, 2 power 1 is the smallest power. 3 is the common factor, common prime factor, and its the smallest power is 3 only. 5, 1, 5 power 1. So this is 2 into 3 into 5, 30. If you want to take LCM, we have to consider the greatest powers. 2 power 3 into 3 power 2 into 5. So this is 8 into 9 into 5. 72 into 5, 360. The next problem. Show that 3 power n into 4 power m cannot end with the digit 0 or 5 for any natural numbers n and m. To end with 0 or 5, there must be prime factors 5. To end with 5, we need 5. To end with 0, we need 2 and 5. 2 into 5 gives 10. So we will get 0 at the end. To get 5, we should have 5 prime number as prime factor of that number. Now the given number is 3 power n into 4 power m. 3 power n into 2 power 2m. Here the prime factors involved are 3 and 2 only. There is no 5. In order to get 0 as the last digit, we need 2 and 5. Here only 2 is involved, 5 is not there. So we won't get 0 as last digit. And 5, to get 5, we need 5 as prime factor. Here 5 is not involved, so we don't get 5. See you in next video.